Leadership in America is failing, and that's clear both with the current administration and with the Democrats choosing who will be the leaders of this country. Joe Biden and the people telling him how to think promise to change the country, and the more you look at it, this is the third Obama administration, but without any restraint whatsoever. You look all around the people around Biden. You have Susan Rice, an Obama person. You have Ron Klain. Well, he was an Obama person. Jake Sullivan at the National Security Council, another Obama person. Even Kamala Harris, she got the job because Obama pushed for her. It's all Obama. Biden vowed to create a new economy. Well, that sounds just like Obama's $1 trillion stimulus plan or his $3 trillion Obamacare plan. And Joe has outdone his mentor. His one-time investment is actually more than $4 trillion. That's more than twice the whole gross domestic product of Canada and most other nations in the world. At the time, the Washington Post suggested that Biden's promise marked the waning of the neoliberal era, which they defined as centrist democratic rule, friendly to Wall Street. Something new is coming, they said. Something even better, they said. Think FDR and the New Deal. That's what our media wanted you to believe back in April of 2021. But at every turn, Biden and his minions have reminded us the excesses of his insane liberal policies. Obama promised to be the great uniter. He ended up being the great divider. It's the same playbook, but it's worse. Biden now is dividing Americans along racial lines. Biden repeatedly says the tired old line, white supremacy is the greatest domestic threat. Here's Joe Biden over the weekend claiming abuse of power is horrible because he wouldn't know anything about it, right? It's astonishing. He said this part out loud. Watch.
The ultimate abuse, the abuse of power. My dad used to say the single worst abuse of all was the abuse of power.
Now, to be fair to Joe Biden, he's never capable to be president, and the Democrat Party knew this before he became the leader of the free world. That's why he spent the entire 2020 campaign running from his basement. But today's Democratic Party only want people in power to push the radical policies that are not supported by the majority of Americans. And it doesn't matter if the people are qualified to run the country or not. As always, here's Karine Jean-Pierre this weekend discussing what really matters in society.
Many things that made me incredibly proud to be at that podium during this historic moment. Again, this is a historic administration. I'm a historic figure, and I certainly walk in history every day. But this is also a historic making administration because of this president.
You're an historic figure. Jean-Pierre claims again she's a pathbreaker, the first black woman to ever hold the position of White House press secretary, and we're happy for her to hold the position. But skin color should never be a determinant for holding a job like that. And you know who said that? Dr. Martin Luther King said that. And this is not just the color issue. John Fetterman is white. He's the senator from Pennsylvania, and he's been paraded around by his wife and other Democratic Party leaders to be used as a simple tool by their party to ram through more liberal, progressive policies. Here he is on Friday attempting to explain why Biden visited Pennsylvania and what he's going to do about infrastructure in his state. Infrastructure. We're going to warn you, it's hard to make out what Fetterman means, but we'll let you interpret it for yourself.
He is here to commit to work with the governor and the delegation to make sure that we get this fixed quick, fast as well, too. This is a president that is committed to infrastructure. Yeah, and then on top of that, the dual kind of a law of the inflation bill.
U.S. Senator in a hoodie and shorts, folks. Frankly, I feel sorry for Fetterman. It's cruel what the Democrats are doing to this poor man. It's cruel what they're doing to the other guy standing there, Joe Biden. The fact no one will tell Joe Biden to retire, and it's considered out of bounds to mention his impending mental and physical collapse, I believe is a sign of the core sickness in our society, a revolt against the very bounds of nature. Remember when they told you John Fetterman is totally qualified to be a U.S. Senator and has no debilitating mental issues whatsoever? Just like Biden, they're propping up this guy to push their insane agenda. And if you raise The health issue? Well, you're evil, and you're terrible, and you're nasty. Meanwhile, when Donald Trump was president, New York Times reporter Maggie Haberman claims she noticed his hands shook once in a while when he drank a glass of water. Well, she wanted him removed from office for that. The truth is Biden being president is elder abuse, and Fetterman being a sitting U.S. senator is mental illness abuse. It's easy to make fun of the weak, and that's not what this is about. It's concerning the Democrat Party doesn't care about the candidate's fitness or qualifications for office as long as a radical agenda is being implemented throughout the country. That's all that matters to them. And when a competent Democrat candidate like Bobby Kennedy does come along, that's willing to challenge the status quo, the party shuns him, calls him a conspiracy theorist, and deems him unqualified. Here's Bobby Kennedy explaining why it's important for this country to expose the connection between government and corporate power.
Mission over the next 18 months of this campaign and throughout my presidency will be to end the corrupt merger of state and corporate power that is threatening now to impose a new kind of corporate feudalism on our country, to strip mine our assets, to hollow out the middle class, and keep us in a constant state of war.
Now, why would the Democrat Party silence someone who wants to improve the middle class? Could it be because they don't care about the middle class voters after all? What makes Bobby Kennedy a threat to the Biden regime is that he's a free thinker and is actually beating Biden in favorability numbers right at the moment. Take a look at this latest poll that came out a little over a week ago. Also, not to mention, the overwhelming majority of Americans believe Biden and Bobby Kennedy should have a debate. Almost 78% of the people think it's important for Biden to defend his policies and explain why he is the best person to regain the White House in 2024. The people who make up these policies, what left-wing policies, should at some point have to live with them. This will only stop when the people pushing it face the consequences of their poisonous ideas. This is why we're witnessing a power play where the top 1% want to take control of society and dictate everything, including what really is moral or not. This is why Hillary Clinton plays the sexism card, why Obama plays the race card, why Joe Biden can't do it because he's a white man. So he accuses you of being transphobic. He accuses you of being a racist. Republicans in Congress must put a stop to this abuse of power. They should do whatever they can to stop all of this in order of business in the House and the Senate until the Democrats call off their dogs at the DOJ against the former president of the United States. The president is trying to imprison his chief political opponent. That's what this is all about. We need to act. The Republicans and sane Democrats, if there are any, need to act today. It can't wait until after the 2024 election. Then it just might be too late.